どうも、日本語のサムです。Today, I want to talk to you about saying thank you. It's probably something all of us do almost every single day. So, I want to introduce you to some ways to do this in Japanese. では、始めましょう。ありがとう。ありがとうございます。ありがとう。ありがとうございます。The most simple way to say thank you, and also one of the most famous Japanese words around the world. An interesting part of Japanese culture that I think is quite similar to the British is the compulsion to say sorry, even when you're saying thank you. For example, ありがとう、ごめんね。Adding ございます to the end is more polite and more suitable in a formal situation. You can also use the past form, ございました, to infer thanks for something that's already finished or happened the last time you met. You can also simplify it to the shorter form, ありがとう, which is much more casual and often used with friends. Also, apologizing in Japan is often accompanied with a gesture. Many people bring their hands together in front of their face, as if in prayer. This is a pose we often see in emoji, which actually comes from Japan. The word emoji comes from picture and letter. Thank you. Thank you. As you might expect, this comes directly from the English and is much more casual and often used among friends. Japanese has a lot of foreign loanwords called wasei eigo, or Japanese English, some of which have a rather different meaning to what they might have originally been intended for. So I'll try and talk about that in another video. どうもありがとう。本当にありがとう。マジでありがとう。Here's a selection of words you can use before ありがとう to express a stronger feeling of gratitude. Firstly, どうも is a polite way to express your sincerity. It's akin to a more formal English many thanks. Secondly, 本当に is much the same, but used in a wider variety of situations. The word 本当 means something like really, and can be used to intensify a variety of statements. Finally, マジで is a kind of slang and a very casual way to say thank you. It's often used among friends, but definitely not in a business situation. 助かったよ。助かったよ。This is a useful phrase when someone gives you their assistance or helps you out of a difficult situation. In a more casual situation, you could interpret this as, you're a lifesaver, or possibly even, I owe you one. But in Japanese, you need to add something else like, 今度お礼するよ to express that nuance. Sometimes just 助かった alone isn't really enough to express your gratitude, so it's always nice to add ありがとう as well. Now let's move on to how to reply when someone thanks you. There's a lot more options in this part, so let's get into it. どういたしまして。どういたしまして。Just like in English, when someone says thank you, it's polite to respond with, you're welcome. This phrase isn't particularly polite or casual, but actually I find we don't really hear it that much. Just be careful not to use it with people who are superior to you. 気にしないで。気にしないで。Also similar to English, if someone thanks you for going out of your way to do something, you can tell them it was no trouble. 教えてくれてありがとう。あ、気にしないで。問題ないよ。大丈夫だよ。問題ないよ。大丈夫だよ。Another way to tell someone that helping them out isn't a problem. This is best used when someone thanks you for going out of your way or inconveniencing you. For example, 今日はこんな遠いところまで来てくれてありがとう。問題ないよ。お役に立ててよかった。お役に立ててよかった。It's It's nice to be appreciated, isn't it? When you're happy that someone is grateful for something you did, this is a nice way to express it. 役に立つ has the meaning of being useful or helpful to someone or some kind of goal. But actually, I find this phrase isn't really used much among young people. It's more common with the older generations. For example, 今日は一緒にお部屋を掃除してくれてありがとう。助かったよ。あ、気にしないで。役に立ててよかった。とんでもない。とんでもない。This phrase is used to convey that what you're being thanked for isn't worth the trouble of being thanked for. I think this way of thinking is kind of similar to us Brits. いえいえ。いえいえ。This is a very simple phrase to convey that thanks are not needed, and you can use it in any number of situations. It can also be used together with a lot of the other phrases we talked about today. For example, 今日の予定合わせてくれてありがとう。あ、いえいえ、とんでもないです。That's all for today, but if you found this video useful, then please hit that like button and subscribe for more easy to understand Japanese every Friday. If you have any questions about today's lesson, leave them in the comments down below and I'll try to get back to you or cover it in a future video. では、また来週。